Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to take you guys with me as we are filling up the snack bag. We are headed on a road trip and we are going to make a variety of snacks that are perfect for on the go. The first snack that we're going to start out with today is going to be a homemade Cliff Bar. Those homemade Z bars that your kids love getting from the grocery store, but they're super expensive, especially when your kids eat them in one sitting. So you're gonna love this recipe. It's very simple. It tastes just like their oatmeal iced cookie bar, and my kids just love it. I'm actually going to double my original recipe. I made this years ago, and I will link the video to this recipe down in the description box below. It does make a good amount. I can't remember how many bars it actually makes. I just remember that my kids go through them so fast. Make sure that you soaked your dates for like a good 10 to 15 minutes. It actually just helps them break down better. I like to think of dates as nature's sugar. The original recipe has brown sugar. Today I'm going to omit the brown sugar. I just feel like this recipe is sweet enough. This is the first half of the batch. You want it to be like a paste. It was a little bit dry for me. I added a couple more dates. They weren't soaked, so I added just a splash of warm water, a little bit more coconut oil, and it came together until it was more like a paste. Now we're gonna add the second half of the oats to give it more of that kind of oaty texture, and the rest of our dry ingredients. Since we are making the oatmeal iced cookie, we're adding cinnamon, but you could make this with chocolate cocoa powder and do the chocolate version. You could do the peanut butter version, add peanut butter. There's a lot of different varieties. Just pick one of the Cliff Bar varieties that is your favorite and go try making one of those. Are you just gonna lick all the frosting off it? Yeah, these are a little bit thicker, so you could definitely make these a little bit thinner and get a few more bars out of these. We got 12 total. Huh? And the key is to keep them a little bit more on the moist side. So I bake these for 8 minutes and let them cool on the cookie sheet. Made a frosting out of, or a glaze out of powdered sugar and cream. And then you can just put them on here like Z's or zigzags. Yeah. And that's what gives it that signature Z look. I think this one probably looks the best. Don't you think that's the best Z we've got? Is that the best one? Yeah, does that taste good? Are these even gonna make it to the road trip? Are you gonna eat them all gone? So this is a ranch seasoning mix from Trader Joe's. I love all the spices from Trader Joe's because they're very clean ingredients. So I'm gonna add this to our chickpeas. And there we go. Let's see how they taste. I think they could use a little bit of salt. Another thing you can make is fruit leather. So I usually make fruit leather when I have a surplus of fruit, usually in the harvest time, lots of peaches, apples. So here's some peach leather that I made out of some peach puree. I did put this in my dehydrator overnight and it got a little bit crispy. It's more like peach paper. So you do need to watch it and make sure that they don't get too overdone. I'm going to show you how to make some with some applesauce. If you have a surplus of applesauce or maybe you have a couple sitting up in your cupboard, I'm going to show you how to make some apple leather as well. I also do a lot of dried fruit. I had some cranberries in the freezer. I threw in with some honey and olive oil and dehydrated those, and we can mix these up with either muffins or trail mixes or maybe even in some granola bars. If you don't have a dehydrator, you can do the same thing on the lowest setting in your oven. Just make sure to watch it in case it's a little bit warmer than the settings on the dehydrator. When it comes to fruit leather, I have found that it turns out thicker and juicier when your fruit puree is a little bit thicker. So closer to maybe an apple butter than an applesauce. So I'm putting in my applesauce into a saucepan. We're gonna put some cinnamon in here and a little bit of honey, and we're just gonna cook it for just a little bit and let some of the water evaporate out of it. I figured this out last season when I was making apple butter, and I had so much apple butter that I decided to make fruit leather out of it, and it was just the best fruit leather that I've ever made. All right, so here we have our apple butter fruit roll-ups or fruit leather. And I've learned to not let my fruit leather go overnight. You saw what happened to my peach puree. It turned into more of a peach paper or peach brittle. You want it to just be moist and soft enough so it's pliable. And it all depends on the thickness that you put it on there, and sometimes depends on the fruit too. I like to keep it right on the parchment paper because then I can just slice it into strips like this, and the kids can have them like normal fruit roll-ups. And it's easy for packing too. Toasted nuts just smell amazing. I think sometimes we overcomplicate things, or we think snacks and we think things have to be in some sort of package from the store to be a snack, or they have to be chips or crackers. But it's kind of amazing what things are already laying around in your fridge, pantry, all the things that you can turn into a snack. Boiled eggs, mandarin oranges, apples, nuts. I love having peanut M&Ms in the car, but this is gonna be a little bit healthier than crunching on candy. These are coconut chocolate snack balls. So I put in here a half a cup of coconut oil, 1/4 a cup of honey, 1 cup of unsweetened shredded coconut, 1/4 a cup of oats, just some quick oats, a little bit of vanilla. We're gonna let this sit in the freezer for about 10 minutes and then we will form them into balls. Okay, so we're ready to pack our snack bags. I've got a cooler bag to keep some things cool and our regular snack bag for everything else. I've also boiled up the rest of our farm eggs. It's great to have boiled eggs in the car. Jared always loves to have this, and it's nice to have it in a bag too. So you can peel it, throw all the peels in here. It's a great source of protein and a great use of those eggs, so none of them go to waste when you're gone. Here we have our chocolate coconut balls. Those definitely need to be refrigerated. There's lots of coconut oil in them, but that's gonna be a delicious treat. And then I've also put a couple of those chocolate chip peanut butter granola bars in there as well, which have a lot of peanut butter in them, and they probably would be better cool. They would be a little melty and definitely messy if they got hot. All right, so that's our cooler bag in here. Here we have our delicious ranch chickpeas, and these are definitely better like served hot out of the oven. They're very crunchy. They get a little bit softer than container, but they're still very good. We've got our jerky, another great source of protein. We have our toasted nuts. These are so delicious. I love all the ways you can season them. And of course our fruit roll-ups. So here we have 2 snack bags full of snacks from scratch. They're healthy, they're delicious, incredibly simple too. I will put a lot of these recipes down in the description box. And thanks for joining me here today. I will catch you guys next week for another video. Love you lots.